So I'm here at the Lenovo Tech World in New Delhi, where Lenovo is showcasing a bunch of innovations, new technologies, and I am joined by Jeff here, who is the Chief Communications Officer and Corporate VP, Senior VP for Corporate for Lenovo. And when we talk about Lenovo, we think PCs, we think tablets, but there's so much that is happening behind the scenes. There's so much more tech that goes into powering everything, and Lenovo is going big on sports, Jeff. How is that? Like, you're in Formula One, now you're powering a whole FIFA World Cup. Why sports?
It's an amazing time now, and it's a great way to start the conversation too. Sports is one of the few things that is left in the world that really brings people together in mass numbers in a moment. It is appointment television. It is the type of thing that people authentically engage in and feel emotion around. If you look at the media landscape, there are not too many more things like that. So if you look at sports generally as this massive force, and then we are on the precipice of the biggest sporting event that's ever happened. When we get to the Men's World Cup this summer, that is 48 teams, 16 cities. It is 6 billion people that are going to watch that event. 2 billion will watch the final.
Yes.
More data will be exchanged on the day of the Men's World Final than has ever been exchanged on a single day. And so when you think about that scale of event in the context of sports overall, it's a really natural place for a company like Lenovo to land. It kind of matches our sort of smarter technology for all ethos, right? Because it's a very unifying, democratized type of platform. So we're excited to be part of it, and can't wait to help deliver really the first AI-enabled World Cup.
But what a great time to be in India, Jeff, because suddenly it's sunnier, warmer, the weather is nicer, the air is cleaner, but we are also hosting a Cricket World Cup. Now, while I come back to the FIFA World Cup, what I want to understand from you is Formula One, football, why not cricket?
Yeah, so I guess when I'm talking about FIFA, I'm talking about the other World Cup. So here we're talking about the World Cup that's happening here in India. And I would say that the answer is there is no why not cricket. I think that it is the same. Look, 1 billion people will end up watching elements of the World Cup. You've got 300 million fans for football in India, second only to cricket, right? And so I think you go back to the fundamental principles I talked about. Why sports? There is no reason for not cricket other than we should get to work and look at it. I think once we prove that we can do it for F1, and we can do it for Ducati, and we can do it for FIFA on the biggest platforms, I hope that there's some natural opportunity to see if we can export these technologies to the other major sports on the planet, including cricket, and maybe, who knows, maybe the next World Cup.
I hope so, because I think cricket definitely needs more technology. People don't realize, but there are so many things that go wrong, and I mean, better technology only helps.
Yes, for sure.
But coming back to your partnerships, your collaborations, can you give us some examples how some of the technologies that Lenovo has have been deployed on ground to support these tournament operations, data-driven insights, real-time decision-making, just anything that you can.
Let me go from the big picture and then down to some of those examples, if you don't mind. So what does it mean to be the official technology partner for FIFA and the World Cup, the first official technology partner for FIFA and the World Cup? That means we're the official PC, desktop, laptop, notebook, gaming machine, the official smartphone with Motorola, servers and storage on the infrastructure side, IT services and IT solutions, AI services and AI solutions. This is a suite of technology needs that typically for an organization like this might require 8 or 10 companies. But what we're able to do is do it because we can deliver all of that end to end and create a lot of integrated things. That's what FIFA needs. They cannot deliver this event by cobbling together lots of different solutions. They need something that's cohesive. So how does that manifest itself for the game? We look at this in 3 chunks. So there is delivering technology for the football family, which is FIFA, the players, the teams. Delivering it for the football broadcaster, the organizations that are going to deliver this game to 6 billion people this summer, and then delivering it for the football fan. And if we can check the box in each one of those, then I think we can sort of claim some success that, all right, we took the first steps toward really delivering an AI-powered, technology-fueled World Cup. For the teams, one of the best examples that we have is what we call Football AI Pro. And this is really a unique thing because it aligns with the vision of FIFA to democratize the sport and level the playing field. Big teams travel with a lot of analysts. They travel with a lot of infrastructure. Smaller teams don't. That's a huge gap in competitive capability. So with Football AI Pro, what we're doing is we have access to all of that secure proprietary data that FIFA has about football. it comes out to about 500 billion pages of data that they have. 500 billion pages of data that have to be culled through, organized, looked at in order to make sense of it for somebody. So we get to
by the time you go through all of that, there's more data that is
that's right, and that's true. That's actually a great point. It is football is filled with the ball, the players, the stadium. It's all data. So we're going to be able to use that to deliver on an equal basis a level of analytics and insight that heretofore these guys haven't had. So now the small country can get a lot of the same sort of analysis as the bigger country. And maybe it closes that gap a little bit between the Englands and the Frances and the Argentinas and the Brazils of the world and some of the countries that have a little bit more trouble competing. So that's going to help the players, the coaches, the teams, right? Now you look at the broadcasters. And we're working with them on RefCam, and specifically on RefCam, so it's the camera on the ear that gives you an in-the-action view of the big moment, right? We are working with them using AI to deliver some image stabilization, the same sort of technology that we use right now with F1. So in F1, we're using AI to do color correction and make sure things aren't blurry and that sort of thing. We're helping them with that. We'll do the same thing with the RefCam view so that video is better, more compelling, et cetera. And by the way, Lenovo and Motorola customers will have a little bit of early access to a little bit of extra footage. So it's kind of a cool little benefit for us. That's the type of thing that will really help with the broadcast. There are also some things that we're doing, by the way, that sort of cross those two things, like hyper-realistic avatars for the players. We're going to scan every player. So right now, if you look at an instant replay, or if you look at a replay moment, the avatars are pretty clunky. You can't really tell whether Mbappe's foot is this big or this big, right? But by scanning them and by doing this with some level of detail, now those decisions can be made with more clarity. The fans will be able to see it, but the officials will be able to see it. They'll have more confidence that they make the right call. So that's what we're trying to do with things like the avatars. Then you go out to the fans, right? So what I talked about with Football AI Pro, versions of that will be available for fans, so we can give you better ability to analyze, to look at data, to explore things. We'll also be delivering more information because we're able to process more data more quickly and more effectively, and we hope that we'll deliver a better game. At the end of the day, for us, this deal it was never really about slapping our logo on a pitch board in a stadium or putting a phone in the hand of a player. It's about using technology to grow the game, using technology to make the game better. People love this game. And if we can be part of that in a really fundamental way, I think it will be very, very well worthwhile.
And I think it's needed as well, because the way the sports is evolving, there is absolutely a need for more and more technology to get more accurate and better results, better experiences also.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I think my next question, you've already partially touched upon that, but just I want to have a little more insights from you, because you see in sports, every millisecond matters.
Yes.
There is so much pressure on everyone involved. You know, people usually see players, but to bring a game alive, well, there are 11 players on the pitch. There are so many hundreds and thousands who are doing a lot of background stuff, right? Yeah. So have you seen any sort of measurable impact from your technologies that have been, sort of deployed in these operations?
So we started testing some of what we're doing actually with the Club World Cup this summer in the US. So smaller scale. The Club World Cup involves the team, so the Manchester cities and the Barcelonas and
at the end of it, Real Madrid wins.
Yes, yes, and of course at the end of it, it's always PSG and Real Madrid and actually Chelsea won.
Chelsea won,
as a matter of fact. So that's a great example. In that tournament, they were trying to make a decision about whether they could use a technology, not to go into too much detail, whether they could use technology to deliver something called semi-automated offsides.
Okay.
So essentially, can we make the offsides call faster and more accurate for the guy on the field? Originally, they felt like they were not going to have a reliable technology solution to deliver that, and so they were going to have to keep doing things sort of in a much more manual kind of way. Our team was able to come in and prove that our infrastructure team, our infrastructure solutions group, was able to come in and show that with our servers, our storage, our network, our devices, that we were able to deliver that reliably and quickly. And so as a result, they were able to implement semi-automated offsides at the Club World Cup. Weren't going to be able to do it. We were able to solve the problem. They were able to implement it. Instead of having multiple delays throughout the tournament, which they historically have had, there was one delay in the entire tournament in making that call. So they felt like that fundamentally helps the tournament. Like you said, every millisecond counts. And as fans, how impatient do we get?
Yes.
And you don't have to wait a minute. If you have to wait 5 seconds for a call, you get mad.
Yes.
So if we can sort of cut down some of that, we make the experience better for everybody, fan, player, team.
And I think there's a genuine concern among fans that, the play time is actually going down.
Yeah.
In a 90-minute football game, teams are actually playing 5 minutes of football.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to see that go up, more of footballing action, more of immersive experience. Now, you have spoken about how these technologies will, change the whole referee decision making, the experience, the role of broadcaster, the players, everything. But what about fans? How will it transform the fan engagement? Will it lead to any sort of more immersive viewing experience? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that's our hope, and that's stuff that we're working on. So you can look at it from the fan point of view as far as fans in the stadium, for example. We think about them. We're doing things right now. In fact, you'll be able to check it out at Tech World here, things with some smart wayfinding using AI. So it can help me find where I need to go to my seat. Maybe it'll help me be able to find where's the shortest line to the restroom or where's the shortest line to get a snack, so I miss a little bit less of the game. So the stadiums will be equipped with some smart wayfinding that we are co-building with them. We're working with them on sort of the experience within their app to make sure that the type of intensive, interesting analytic data that we're giving on the AI Pro side, that we can deliver some of that to the fan. Now, there's already tools that can help you do that, and certainly you can do some things like you can use some generally publicly available tools, but what we have access to is that data. More data, better data, more accurate data that they have. Nobody else has that access. So fans will now get to tap into a little bit more of that information as well, and especially for the fan who really cares, that's going to make a difference in terms of what they can analyze and see and what they discuss with their friends. Something like the Ref Cam, for fans, not only are we delivering that video, but again, for our customers, you'll actually be able to get some extra and faster access to that sort of thing. And so hopefully with those experiences, and then a few other things we're looking at with our devices that align with the brand, that make them just look and feel more fun. Sports is fun, right? So we're allowed to have fun with the products and the technologies too. We're allowed to make them look cool, and we're allowed to make them feel like you're part of the club, part of FIFA, part of your team, whatever it might be. So hopefully those things will add up into a really great experience for fans. This is the first of these sort of what we're thinking of as these AI-powered technology-fueled World Cups, far from the last.
I'm sure
what we do
there'll be
now,
a lot more coming.
Exactly.
I'm sure. There's no going back from this.
You're exactly right. There is no going back. We're down a path, and we have to be very respectful with technology of the game. You want technology to support the game and make it better. You don't want it to fundamentally change what people love either.
Absolutely. But then comes the obvious question.
Yeah.
When there is so much data, there is obvious concern around, data privacy and ethics. So how are you trying to balance that part where there's innovation, but also that the fact that the data remains private, it remains secure?
Yeah, and I'll take that in sort of two parts too. So let's talk somewhat practically about something like Football AI Pro, because I talked to you about all this data that FIFA has. That's a treasure trove. That's highly valuable to them.
Yes.
Right? That is important. And so for us, Football AI Pro, okay, it's great. It helps some teams do some analysis. From a Lenovo perspective, what it is really an enterprise solution, which means it requires accuracy and trust and security and all of those things that allow us to protect it. FIFA has to trust that we can deliver that data to the teams without allowing that data to get out to everybody. So we're working very closely with them on making sure that we're protecting that data in that context. In terms of the broader delivery of the event, FIFA works with many other partners related to the overall data security, physical, all of the security elements of that. And so we are sort of part of that chain, but that's really not our fundamental role. But we have to make sure that what we deliver to them, that is the same, they have the same and even higher levels of data security standards than any corporation on the planet, because they know that there's a ton of value there for them. So I think fundamentally your question is right. You have to deliver it securely, and that's part of our job.
All right. Now the most difficult question.
Yeah.
Your top 4 picks for semi-finalists at the World Cup.
My top 4 picks for the semi. I hate to not be terribly creative here, but I will have to go with France.
Okay.
I will have to go. I got to pick between Brazil and Argentina. I'll probably go Brazil. I would like to see England in there personally. I kind of like some of their players in Spain, and I would have to probably go Spain maybe first, and maybe France second.
Between France and Spain. So World Cup is not going home again?
I don't think the World Cup's going home again. I'm sure it's not going to stay in the U.S. once we play there, but hopefully the U.S. will at least maybe make it out of the knockout round, make it to the knockout rounds. Yeah.
All right. So moving on from FIFA World Cup to larger AI conversation, you are obviously going big on AI. There's so much happening at Lenovo, at Motorola. Where do you see India's role in that?
Yeah, look, India is an engine of technology innovation and has an incredibly unique ability to deliver with speed immense amounts of sort of innovation and progress. India is a huge market for Lenovo across all of our devices. It's a big smartphone market, it's a big tablet market, and it's an extremely talented market. We've got a huge operation in Bangalore. We do a lot of manufacturing. We do a lot of other things, and so I know that you've got a big conference coming up. That brings a lot of world leaders together around AI, and I think it's very appropriate that that's happening in India.
Yes.
Because I think that this is a place where we are seeing a lot of things emerge. We have a lot of AI investment here. We've got a lot of technologists down in Bangalore. We've got a lot of our marketing team down in Bangalore thinking about this stuff. And so I think what you see with AI is there's not one place that it's coming from. It is a global revolution, and I think that India's place in that is as prominent as any on the planet.
But any sort of India first partnerships that you've possibly considered or that we can look at?
You know what? I guess from my perspective, I don't have a lot of the expertise in specifically things that we might be doing in the market with India. Okay. But what I can say is when we look across the global landscape, we have a strategy that we call global local. And I think it's somewhat unique to us because of our footprint, because we have manufacturing, development, et cetera, in so many different places, 30 different manufacturing sites, dozens of research labs, and that sort of thing. And so I think we're well equipped to tap into the talent, expertise, and innovation in all of these big markets. I would say that India is an extremely high priority for Lenovo. We make significant investments here. It is the youngest, fastest growing population, is a technology hungry population, is a place where you can test and experiment. Like the cultural supports a lot of testing and experimenting, especially in technology. And so I think that that's what we embrace about being here in India. As far as any specific partnerships, not necessarily my area of expertise, but we truly believe in the power of the market and the power of the talent here.
To sum this up, some quick fun questions for you. Who is winning the best, the Golden Boot at this World Cup?
Harry Kane.
Oh, interesting pick. I thought you would go with Mbappe, but...
Yeah, no, I decided that was too easy.
Yeah.
I decided that was too easy, so I was just going to go someplace a little different.
Golden Ball, best player?
Yamal.
Nice. The safest hands, best goalkeeper, Golden Glove.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Is Donnarumma too easy to say there?
I don't know, Italy, defense,
maybe.
There are not actually too many great goalkeepers.
Yeah, goalies are a little tougher. They haven't been playing very well in their club leagues too. So that's a little bit of a tougher one for me.
Yeah. Best breakthrough player?
Best breakthrough player, Cole Palmer.
Nice, good picks. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Fantastic.
Great ball knowledge.
Yeah, I try.
Very exciting partnership happening right there, and I hope that this extends to more sports. Maybe we get to see more of Lenovo in cricket also at some point.
Maybe the next Cricket World Cup.
All the best for the FIFA World Cup for now.
Rooting
Thank
for
you
India.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.